Recently, Caitlyn Jenner came on ground to defend Dave Chappelle after he received backlash from the trans community. Hey guys, welcome back to your center of guilty pleasure, Celeb Spills. Today's topic is none else but filled with help, love, and showing how celebrities come to defend other stars when going through a problem. The uproar over Dave Chappelle's recent Netflix special has subsided a little. Chappelle has made it clear that he will not bend the knee, and radical left-wing activists are at a loss for what to do when their target for cancellation fails to deliver. While activists plan their next long lunch break, Chappelle found support from an unexpected ally, none other than but Caitlyn Jenner. On Twitter, Caitlyn came with a statement. Dave Chappelle is 100% right. This isn't about the LGBTQ movement. It's about woke cancel culture run amok, trying to silence free speech. We must never yield or bow to those who wish to stop us from speaking our minds. In a recent performance statement, a short clip of which Jenner shared on Twitter, Chappelle said that if he had been invited to speak on trans employees at Netflix, I would have accepted it, adding, "Although I am confused about what we would be speaking about. I said what I said, and boy, I heard what you said. My God, how could I not? You said you want a safe working environment at Netflix. It seems like I'm the only one who can't go to the office anymore," he continued, unapologetic. The performer emphasized that everyone he knows in the LGBT+ community has been loving and supporting, and that while he is willing to give an audience to the trans community, he will not be summoned. "I'm not going to give in to anyone's demands, and if you want to meet with me, I'd be delighted, but there are some conditions," he explained. Following the backlash against Chappelle's comedy special, Netflix was urged to remove it from its platform. One of Netflix's CEOs admitted that he's messed up in his response to the backlash, saying that he should have led with a lot more humanity. However, he added that viewers will occasionally come across things on Netflix that they dislike or find harmful, stating that he does not believe the closer is hate speech and that there have been many calls for it to be removed from the platform. What's interesting about this is that Jenner accused Joe Rogan, Chappelle's touring partner, of telling transphobic jokes back in the Checks Notes 2020. Rogan told a story about his joke writing process that ended with a remark about Jenner and how living with crazy bitches turned her into one. That's more of a "the Kardashians are a bunch of crazy bitches" joke than a trans joke. Caitlyn disagreed, claiming that Rogan was transphobic. She did not call for Rogan's cancellation, just as Netflix activists did not call for Chappelle's cancellation. However, lines are designed to be read between. In 2021, Caitlyn was canceled by the LGBTQ+ community for claiming that biological boys have an unfair advantage over biological girls. The cancel culture mob, the same deranged activists who would later go after Dave Chappelle, was suddenly coming for her, as they do anyone with a platform and a different opinion. It makes me wonder if Caitlyn's experience is what prompted her to defend Chappelle. Let's talk a little about Caitlyn Marie Jenner, a retired Olympic gold medalist, decathlete, and media personality from the United States. Jenner played for the Graceland Yellow Jackets before suffering a knee injury that necessitated surgery. L.D. Weldon, the coach of the Olympic decathlete Jack Parker, persuaded him to try the decathlon. Jenner had a 6-year decathlon career, culminating in winning the men's decathlon event at the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal, setting a third successive world record and gaining fame as an All-American hero. Given the unofficial title of World's Greatest Athlete, Jenner established a career in television, film, writing, auto racing, business, and as a Playgirl cover model. Jenner has 6 children with 3 successive wives, Christy Crownover, Linda Thompson, and Kris Jenner, and from 2007 to 2021 appeared on the television series Keeping Up with the Kardashians with Kris, their daughters Kendall and Kylie Jenner, and Kris's other children, Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, and Rob Kardashian. Jenner came out as a trans woman publicly in April 2015 and announced her new name in July. She starred in the reality television series I Am Kate, which focused on her gender transition. From 2015 to 2016. She has been dubbed the world's most famous transgender woman. Jenner is also a transgender rights activist, though many other trans and LGBTQ+ activists have criticized her views on transgender issues. She ran as a replacement candidate in the 2021 California gubernatorial recall election as a member of the Republican Party. The recall failed, and she received only 1% of the vote, placing her 13th among the candidates competing to replace Governor Gavin Newsom. from. Dave's recent backlash was due to the topics he addressed in his Netflix show. Dave Chappelle, the comedian, enjoys making people angry. Throughout his career, he has reveled in telling jokes that offend or reveal uncomfortable truths, and his latest Netflix special, The Closer, is no exception. In it, he goes into great detail about his strained relationship with the LGBTQ community, clarifying some off-color jokes he's told over the years, while also delivering new ones without hesitation. The special, which premiered on Netflix on October 5th, drew a lot of criticism from the LGBTQ community and trans activists, with many people on social media urging Netflix to remove it. The Closer becomes even more obsessed with the subject as he weaves in and out of it over the course of the film's 70-minute runtime. He jokingly and perhaps half-truthfully refers to himself as transphobic several times and claims to have learned the term after being called out for making anti-trans jokes in a stand-up set after leaving Chappelle's show 16 years ago. Chappelle claims that the people who are most upset with him are the ones who only hear sound bites rather than the entire sets. This isn't it. He claims that the target of his jokes is white people, not gay or trans people, and implies that the jokes are retaliatory for the way queer white people continue to oppress black people. I've never had an issue with transgender people. If you listen carefully, my problem has always been with white people, he says. He expands on this later, saying, gay people are minorities until they need to be white again. However, throughout the film, Chappelle makes numerous jokes about trans people. He expresses dissatisfaction with being tricked into calling a trans woman beautiful, and compares trans women to white people dressed in blackface, and compares trans women's genitalia to plant-based meat. He also joins forces with J.K. Rowling, referring to herself as Team TERF, claiming that gender is a fact. In all of these circumstances, many celebrities came out in support of Dave in order to defend him and clarify his image in front of the audience. Caitlyn Jenner, who as previously stated is also a trans activist, is one of them. The failed California gubernatorial candidate and former Keeping Up with the Kardashians star was responding to a video Chappelle, 48, posted on Instagram in which the comedian claimed that corporate interests were attempting to stifle his freedom of expression. It's quite an utterly privileged position you're in, Caitlyn, to say you're not affected by the blatantly transphobic things David said in his special, fumed one detractor on Twitter. We are not canceling Dave's appointment. Rather, we are holding him accountable for what he said. Other media figures, including Jon Stewart, Damon Wayans, and Flame Monroe, a trans comedian, have come out in support of Chappelle. To defuse the situation, Chappelle joked that he'd be willing to meet with his critics under 3 conditions. First and foremost, you cannot come unless you have watched my special from beginning to end, the comedian declared. You must come to a location of my choosing at a time of my choosing. And third, you must admit that Hannah Gadsby is not funny, he adds. People don't seem to be able to take a joke, which causes a lot of problems for our well-known artists. But when they stand against you, the others stand with you no matter how ugly your past relationships were. This has been proven by Caitlyn, who set aside her past bitterness and came in favor of her fellow artist at the time of need. And I think Dave would also never forget this favor. So what is your take on this matter? Tell us in the comments. If you want to see our upcoming videos, ring the bell icon and don't forget to like our video as well. That's all from my side. Thanks for watching.